And just in closing, also, it's one of the things that distract people from working is when you're too conscious of yourself, right? I grew up as a timid person. I grew up as a shy person, so I can talk to you more about this. And being timid, being shy, right? It's not a positive; it's a negative, it's a weakness, And it only comes from being too focused on yourself. What do people think about me? What will people say about me? All of that does not matter. Your focus is on what you're doing, right? When you start focusing on what people think about you, you're taking yourself too serious, right? You need to focus on your vision, your mission, and make it the best you can make it to be. That's all that matters. You're not trying to impress anybody. You're trying to impress yourself. You're trying to impress yourself and your God. You're trying to impress your conscience. You set a minimum level of working for yourself. You have a work ethics that you work towards, right? And that helps you. That helps you break into territories, and territories that either might have been an hindrance. When your focus is right, if your focus is on people and what they think about you, you'll be limited. When your focus is on your vision, your mission, what you want to accomplish, then you see nothing as a boundary, right? You're pushing towards it. You're not looking for excuses. You're looking for yes, right? You're looking for yes. Now, it's when you're to focus on yourself, you're focused on the things that will not work. You're focused on the problem, right? Life, you will not go far if all you're doing is focus on the problem. You need to be focused on the solution. There's always going to be a problem, right? That problem is asking a question: how far do you want to go? How much do you want this? Life is about focus on the solution, not the problem, right? That's what differentiates between the poor and the rich. The poor is always focused on the problem. Oh, it's raining. It's not raining. It's dry season, not dry season, wet season. We don't have money. Oh, it's dollar is 800. Oh, dollar is 1,000. Those are all the problems, right? That is for people that don't know what they're doing. Question is, how can we get this done? Right? That's the way to make it in this life. There's always going to be a problem, right? Solving them is what differentiates you in life. All right. I'm going to stop there. I've spoken enough. Anything you want to add, subtract, question, correct, feel free. Kevin, any question for me?
Yes, sir. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. Well done.
Yes, sir. In the conclusive part of the talk, you said you made mention of not focusing on the problem.
Yes.
And I wanted to ask, what's the place of identifying the challenge that is before one, acknowledging the challenge, stating the challenge that is before one, then going about? Is it that it's not proper to acknowledge the challenges or the difficulties, or just to talk about the solution and forget about the challenges? Because sometimes I tend to try to acknowledge the difficulty. This is what the situation and the actual facts on ground, then before knowing how to go about it or the solutions. I don't know if you get my question, sir.
I get your question. Yeah. So the word is, the important thing is focus, not that you don't acknowledge, right? So if you don't acknowledge, then there's another problem called you are being delusional, you are being in denial, right? In the same way, let's start from when you focus on yourself. You didn't grow up as a timid person, did you? Did you grow up as a timid person? No.
No, sir.
All right, so you won't understand this well, but I grew up as a timid person. So let me tell you, you know what it means to be timid, right? To be shy.
Yes, sir.
What's your understanding of someone being shy?
Okay, my understanding is focusing, basically, when somebody is shy, is basically focused on the assessment, the external assessment of persons, whether what people think or say, or the outward expression, the outward response towards what he's going to do, what is going to look, his looks, his thoughts, or what he's saying. So basically, it's just paying more attention to the outward expression, whether from people, from circumstance, than looking inward. I don't.
All right. So the person that is not shy, what's different? Those physical things, are they still there?
Yes, they are there, but most times the person who is not shy, does not have a shy disposition, pays attention to himself or herself more, or what the intentions he wants to do, instead of assessing himself based on what people will say or what people will do.
Yeah. So you see, the physical features are the same. They're probably the same height, as handsome the same way, they are dressed the same way. It's just what they are focused on that is different. So you see, so if I'm problem focused, then all I'm focusing on is a problem. If I'm solution focused, I'm focused on the solution. Doesn't mean that the problem or solution is not there at any of the 2 points in time. It's all a function of what are you focusing on? What are you putting your power, your energy around? You get what I'm trying to say? So there's always going to be problem, right? Someone that is problem focused, hence there. It's what we talk about, the difference between a pessimist and a pessimist and a, what's the other one now? What's the opposite of pessimist?
Optimistic.
Optimistic, right? Yeah. So it's the difference between a pessimist and an optimist, right? It's the difference between whether the cup is half full or half empty. You know that the same amount of water that is in the cup.
Yes, sir.
The same amount of water that's in the cup, but the way I describe the cup tells me what I'm focused on. If I say the cup is half empty, right, I'm focused on depletion. Exactly. If I say the cup is half full, I'm focused on feeling. The cup does not change. The cup is the same. The amount of water in the cup is the same, but the vision of each one is different. One is seeing lack, the other one is seeing abundance. One is seeing decrease, the other one is seeing increase, right? So in a situation, the problems are still the problem, right? But the way you see the problem would differ based on your mindset. If you see the problems as something that will limit you, then you are a problem-focused person. If you see the problem as something that is there to be solved, then you're a solution-minded person. Do you get what I'm trying to say?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
It's like someone that needs to go for an interview or needs to sow. The Bible says he will say, oh, there's a lion on the street. I cannot go today. Whereas another person will say, there's a lion on the street, but I'll find a way around it. I must go. It doesn't change the fact that there's a lion on the street, right? One uses that lion as an excuse not to do anything. Another person uses that lion as an excuse to do something. Am I making any sense?
Yes, sir. Totally.
Yeah. So it's not as if the problem won't be there. Is the way you see the problem. Are you seeing the problem as something that limits you, or as something that you need to look for a solution for or solution to? That would then determine what kind of a mindset you are, whether you're a problem-focused person or a solution-focused person. A solution-focused person will not have solution if there's no problem, right? He's thinking, oh, we have this problem. Oh, so how can we tackle it? What can we do that we'll do about it? The other person says, oh, we have this problem also, we can't do it. Oh, we can't do it, we can't do it. Let's do something else. You know, those are two different people. And that's what determines people that are poor and people that are rich, not God. It's the way you think. You get. It's just like JFK said, oh, we're going to go to the space in so time. And that person says, oh, space, we can't go to space. So let's just do this. Let's limit ourselves to what we can do. How can you talk about space? Space, we're not even solving a local problem. We're talking about space. Two different mindsets. One big evolves, the other one goes backwards, because nobody's really constant. You get?
Yes, sir.
Does that help you?
Yes, yes. Thank you.
All right. Thanks.